Ugh. Google said to put it in water and let it soak, and now it's got these weird, gross things on it. And I hope that's normal. But I'm gonna try to take some skin off. I'll try to put my phone somewhere so you can see. Until it dies, it's gonna die soon. But it's gross. I might puke. Ugh. Like, I think I can pull them out, but those little yellow things, I don't know what they are. Ugh. Ugh. I think they're like flies. I don't even know. No, I don't think I can use that. Yuck, it's so gross. Gross. It's in everything. Maybe I should try to use like a... Ugh. Oh, the other side. I shall use the other side. Like a... like I'm taking winter fur off the dog. Yuck, it's not working. Ugh. This is so gross. Like, I hope I'm doing it. I guess I think it was supposed to be running water. Like, gross. Ugh. Ugh. And I hope all this crap comes off. And I hope I didn't ruin it. Like, it. Ugh. Gross. Ugh. Ugh. Well, you know, not gross, it's just like something I'm not used to. But like at the same time, it is gross. Ugh. But what do you expect, man? Like, it's in a time where I think it was normal to kill stuff, right? Ugh. Ugh. Gross. Ugh. 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 I gotta puke. Oh, please help me do this. Help me get past the little critters and think that they're yucky because they're beautiful. Ugh. Grody. I could probably pull the skin off, but I gotta touch all those baby whatevers they are. Ugh. I don't know what to do now. Yeah, I think I went too far in thinking something that I wanted to do. This is like by far the yuckiest thing I've ever done. Like, the worst barf cleanup ever. That's all it smells like is barf. Ugh. But back to it. And all that beautiful living life, man. Ugh. I love you, but yeah, I know you're there. Ugh. 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 Grodies. Yeah. I much prefer taking the fur off a live dog, because this is stinky. Ugh. What is that? I heard I could possibly use a power washer. I don't know what to do, because I don't want to touch it. But I gotta touch it, because I gotta take that freaking fur off. Ugh. see if I can use the gloves. I love our culture, but you know, I don't know if I would have been able to do this all the time many years ago, or if I'm just doing it wrong, you know. Trying to get close to these bugs. Ugh. No, it comes out real easily. Thank God. Ugh, that's gross. Ugh. Ugh. All you're gonna hear all the way through is me barfing. But thank you. This is an experience. Nose is starting to. Okay. Oh, that's what there is. Now I gotta take that out. And those are the fly eggs, I think. But after you get the hair out, I think they're all gone. Yuck. But it's not so bad after. And the hair comes up quite interestingly well. But it just kind of grows touching those egg thingies. Ugh. But you get over it. Nope, I thought I had it on there. See, I'm taking this off. It's not so yucky anymore. Like when you begin to realize that there's going to be an end product, you know. Like some of those hairs just get left over there. And it's kind of satisfyingly interesting when you pull the hairs out just right, you know, without leaving anything. Some parts come out really well. I think it's like rotted or something is why. Especially where all those smush is. There. The skin is very thick. I don't know what to use very thick skin for. Like, can't imagine making thick rattles unless there's a way to thin out this skin too. Okay, I can't hold this and get progress done. I got turned off. I hope you can see. Having a hard time trying to figure out what to do here. So you can see what I'm doing. So it's my second day. I just got up here. It's noon time. I have a little bit left. But it's like thick hair, hey? Like thick hair. But yeah, it kind of looks a little bit, you know, like you shedding your dog. This is the, maybe I should be leaving it, leaving that wetness on there, but I just mostly trying to take the little eggs out. See if I can do anything by. You know, I was thinking about my life in this land here. I was thinking about my dad and my grandpa. I know my dad was a hunter and a fisher, trapper, but I never got to see him do any of that stuff. I just remember seeing him fish and carve, like he always was whittling with the knife. I want to carve. That's what I want to do. It's starting to rain now. Let's see if I can use a knife. The knife don't work on there, but it works on the little eggs. At least it gets rid of the eggs. Yeah. You're gonna make beautiful music. You're gonna make beautiful music. Okay, time to sit down and start ripping it out again. My fingers are probably like real sore. Wish I had something to sit on that was dry. I got my butt wet yesterday for the cause. There is nothing. Time to sacrifice my butt. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, son. Thank you for coming out again. Okay. Yeah, I seen a wascally rabbit. I just seen a wascally rabbit. Okay. Back to the picking. My thumbs. They hurt. Anyhow. There's so much that can be done with this, right? Like, it's such a waste if people don't do this part. I'm starting to see, you know. I read in the books our people lived a certain way. They made their own clothes and used everything. This is probably weaved in with the wool, the sheep wool, right? I heard dog hair. This isn't dog hair, but you know, same thing practically. Like, that'd be sad, because this is just like a dog. Ooh. I don't even know what it is, but maybe like a deer. I just took it. When the person said, "Oh, Joanne," sent me a message and said, "I know this lady, she's got a hide in her freezer and she just wants to give it away." I was like, "Give it away? No way." And I had no time, so I stuck it in my freezer too. I think it's been in there maybe half a year. And I don't know if I was ever gonna get to it. But for my class, they asked us to do a giveaway project, and I seen this thing called the winter count. And the winter count was made on a hide many years ago, kind of like a map. And for this winter count thingy, it's like a historical document, right? And then, just like the story, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Like, many years ago, Mom and Dad, they got married, right? Like, they didn't choose to get married. The hospital and the doctors and them told them that if they don't get married, they can't keep the baby, and that was Bob. And so they had to get married, and Mom was Anglican, I think, and she had to become Christian. And anyhow, Dad was pretty close to Grandpa, and Grandpa lived next door, and he married into the reserve, I guess. He married Mary Agnes Williams, I think, who is Pete Williams' sister, and Uncle Bill lived over to the right, and he married a Stewart, and I think that's all their property over there. And over there, like our family just has this 1 acre right here, right? The part that we basically look after. But anyhow, when they got married, Grandpa gave Mom and Dad a wedding present, and the wedding present was this acre of land. And I think they said somewhere's over there past the apple tree, and over here where the peanut tree was, and then down there where the I don't know what that is, a fir tree, a pine tree over there to the road, and then the cherry tree past the crabapple trees and the apple tree, and that's Mom's area. Yeah. Since Dad passed so many years ago, I think he was like 30 something. He didn't last very long. But anyhow, Dad did all this stuff, right? I think Mom used to say he used to get like, I don't know, 10 cents a pelt or something of squirrels and I don't know what else. But yeah, it would have been wonderful to be a part of when Dad was doing this thing and to, you know, to even see the things that he done. I think that would have been really cool to have passed down, you know, his skill of what he knew. Nobody would have known. I wouldn't have known. I didn't know my dad long enough. But yeah, now is the time to bring everything back. Bring back our culture. Bring back the stories. Bring back our connection to the world around us so that we learn to live in harmony once again, right? And appreciate stuff, I guess, right? You know, I never, you know, yesterday, I'm not saying that I grew appreciation overnight, but man, this is so gross yesterday and today it's bearable. You know, it's not so bad. I got used to the smell. I'm excited about what I'm gonna make, you know, things to help people sing, rattles, and that's what I want to make. I could make baby rattles, I could make people, you know, adult rattles, maybe even a drum. And that thing that we're talking about, the winter count on the wall. Because the winter count, I would shape it out just the way it was said to me. And I would make this in the acre. I would, you know, put like the tree over there, that tree over there, that tree over here, and this tree over here, and maybe like Grandpa and Sylvia and Dad and Mom like by the tree, maybe getting married or something, and I don't know what else there, but you know, maybe some nice, maybe like our family tree besides there. You know, who's here so far from Dad's family, or Dad and Mom's family, because it's grown, you know. Since Mom and Dad had Bob, they had 7 kids. I think two of them were twins, and they died at birth. And I think it was a boy and a girl. Their name was William and Mary, and they're buried in the front of our graveyard. I think they were after Bob or before Bob, I'm not sure. And then we had Jesse, well anyhow, so Bob ends up having 2 boys. He gets married to Mary, and they have little Bob and Patrick. And then Jess ends up finding Violet, and they have a baby, and she has 2 already. So they joined our family, and so there's Jason, Alicia, Bear, Jesse, and Desiree. And then later on, we find out that Jesse has another baby, and her name is Janice, and Janice has a boy and, no, yeah, she had a boy and a girl, and then, she just recently had another boy, but, yeah. And then after Jesse was Ricky. Ricky died at 19. He drowned in the slough over there, or the river, or whatever it was, man-made lake. He was, I think he was like maybe 21. I don't know. Maybe he was 19. It was so long ago. But he never had any babies. He used to claim Breezy was his baby, so I say, Breezy, you're my niece, and she's like, okay. And then there's me, and I had 2 babies with Daryl Hurling, Chantal, and Chantal eventually became a parent. She has 2 babies. My grandchildren are Drake and Amber, and I have a son. My son is 23, and he's still, learning about life, and I'm glad he didn't start a family yet. He's just making money. My son, good, clean boy, doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs. He's real smart with technology. He's just a gamer, but he deserves it. I'd rather him be gaming than out there smoking drugs or, drinking with the boys. I'm glad my son's the way he is. Yeah. Anyhow. And after that, there's my sister. My sister and Guy have been together. I don't even know, as long as Jesse and Violet were together, and as long as Bob and Mary were together, me and Daryl didn't last that long. Debbie and Guy have been together forever. They're supposed to, I think Guy passed 60, and they got maybe another 19 years, and they're going to get married. Going to get married at 80. But yeah. Jesse's other children, they had started their own families too. Like, Alicia's got a boy and a girl, Elizabeth and Juju and Julian. And Jason, I don't know about Jason, but he's living his life out there. And Bear's got lots of kids. Bear's got Christopher and Diana and Shalisha, and her other kids, or many other kids that she's adopted, just like her mom. Her mom adopted lots of children. And then Jesse, he got with Janine. Janine has kids and grandkids. Jesse's a papa too. And Desiree recently got married to, I can't remember the last name. But anyhow, that's the family. These are the people that all come from here. It'd be nice for all the relatives to be able to move back, right? But it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place, and I'm proud to be a part of this area, you know. I think I spent a lot of years in self-doubt and self-pity and, you know, and work. Work is a lot. Like, you know, you work for the man forever. I work for the man forever. What do I get? I get $1,500 for the rest of my life. $1,500 a month is what we get on old age pension. At least what I get. That's scary. It's good to have people. I couldn't imagine trying to live by myself. Couldn't afford anything with $1,500. They'll probably turn me off pretty quick because, like, last phone I had, I overdid it with the recordings, and then my phone got all crazy and it wouldn't record anything. That's why I had to switch phones. I record a lot. I record a lot. That's the thing about being a mom or a grandma. You gotta record everything so you don't forget. And the babies know that you're proud of them, right? I think it's a wonderful thing when a child, you know, decides that you're worth keeping. My thumbs hurt, but I'll keep going. You know, like as if I was, I cut my nails too small. I hope I finish this today. It doesn't look like very much, but it actually is because it's longer than the other side. On the other side, it was easier to pull out. You know, it's a wonderful feeling. I think it's a wonderful feeling. As if all the ancestors were here as I was doing this, and we're all sitting in my circle. You know, I welcome you. That's how it feels for me when I'm down here. You know, even though I'm alone the majority of the time, I'm like, my dad was here, my grandpa, you know, all the people that have passed, Jesse and Violet, they were here, Angel was here, you know, Ricky was here, they were all here. I mean, even those people before whom I don't know, maybe I can watch grow as I enter my spiritual world one day. Because I actually, you know, I think we're not humans, we're spirits. We're spirits living in human vessels. And once we realize that, you know, we're spirits, we'd be capable of seeing the people that have passed because we wouldn't be disconnected from either world. You know what I mean? We we would know that everything was alive there. We would just know. And you would know that we were sitting beside our relatives, like at any moment, and that we're safe amongst them. And that maybe, just maybe I've been connecting with you guys, right? Sitting here. Maybe. Okay, I think I'm gonna shut it off. Probably used up a lot of memory. Yeah, 24 minutes. I didn't get as far as I wanted to. That hair is harder to take off. I think I'll do what my friend June Andrew said and put some go get some fabric softener and put it in the water and leave it overnight again. Okay, bye. All right, we are now in the garage because my paradise is cleansing off. So I have that much left. I did the fabric stuff. It kind of helped with the smell, but at the same time it just gave it a, you know, a little bit of a different smell. So I'm gonna continue taking that off and peg it up to dry. Hopefully I at least get the hair off today. I won't be yakking, so I'm just gonna turn it off. See if I can sit up properly. I'm gonna sit nicely. I found these. This helps because my thumbs are too sore. Or did I press play? Yes, I did. So it's easier to take out with these. Takes out more than I would with my thumbs. Just kind of reminds me of, you know, plucking your eyebrows, right? Or plucking, they used to pluck the, what are those things called? When I worked in seafood and we filleted the great big springs and halibuts, we used to have to use these to take out the bigger bones. Oh, this takes out stuff really well. I hope I'm not speaking too low. Yeah, look at all that hair. More than I can take out with my fingers. By the end of this, I'm gonna make a video, I think, and maybe show the highlights and getting to know my hide, like finding out what this hide actually, you know, what I have to do in order to preserve it and use it for the things that I want to use it for. And it's like, wow, this is amazing, you know, like, you know, who would have ever, like, I guess it is, you know, true with the years and years and years of doing this stuff that, I forgot what I was going to say. Or yeah, the years and years and years of learning how to do something with something, right? Like even with the Devil's Club, I was talking with my therapist about Devil's Club, and she was like kind of interested because she was like, wow, who would have ever took the Devil's Club and thought, hey man, I'm gonna make medicine from this, right? That doesn't happen. But they did, somebody found a way to make medicine with it, and then they use it for spiritual, what's that, spiritual protection, maybe connection, I don't know. But you take it apart, you know, how do you know you gotta take that covering off? Like, who told somebody that many, many years ago, right? How did they find out, like, and why was the purpose of taking off the peanut stuff and getting to the medicine of the Devil's Club, right? Yeah, this is working much better. It's still gonna take a long time, but it's so much easier than my thumbs. Takes it out much more clean. But yeah, in this day and age, there's all kinds of stuff on the internet, you know, like how to do these things. I get tired. I gotta sit down already. Getting old. Just doing this high, laugh out loud. But yeah, you know, like who would have ever thought that you take the skin of an animal, you take the hair off, you take the meat off, and then you can make rattles and drums and like, what's it called? Can even make like a chord, like, or not chord, like I don't remember what it's called, but they said online. But yeah, you know, like who told them that many years ago, right? Who told them how to do all that stuff, all this stuff, and then how people change it with the newer technology. And you know, I've seen online some people, they use like razor blades and like, or not blades, right? Razor, those things that men cut their facial hair with. Shavers, yeah. They use shavers. They use, they can even use, a power washer. Can put it in, I even seen that they put it in a washing machine and continuously wash it for how many hours until the hair all comes off. There's so many different ways. And then there's the older ways, right? Like, you know, after this, then they were talking about scraping the hide. And then I seen online that, you know, we don't have to scrape the hide. We can use a sander after we, like, you know, stretched it out and sand all that other side off of it. Or what's that thing called? Angle grinder, I think, and any kind of sanders that you're comfortable using to get the other side right. Instead of scraping, I did bring a scraper, but you know, This is supposed to be done by tonight. And then 2 more days to add a reflection on what I thought about the process, you know. And maybe I don't even have to do that because I've been talking about it all along, kind of. You know, the changes and the interest and the connections and, you know. And like, that's too bad. In a way, it's too bad that they gotta have all those animal rights people, you know, talking about furs and stuff and what they do to things. Because maybe they weren't supposed to do that. Like, but if you don't use it, right? If you don't use a cow's skin or a deer skin, and that's just a waste of the skin, right? Like, we humans can use this too, and I hear we even used to use this fur for like stuffing, put it in things and stuff it to make it warm, like a warmer lining. And even, you know, just using it as it was. One of these days I'll do it, Hannah. I'm not going to do it soon, but right now my interest is just in rattles and drums, and I think it's this kind of like it's a cord or something that you make from this so you don't have to use other things, you know, like a rope made of this. You just cut it up. I got a good pair of scissors. I don't know when I should cut it up. Maybe I should cut it up before it dries. Maybe I should cut some off and use it, you know, to dry it, right? Cut it around. That would be a good idea. Yeah, got lots of experience with this and plucking my eyebrows, you know. Some people would have a lighter touch, right? But man, when you're doing it yourself, you've either got to have lots of patience or, you know, I don't know, because it's a long process. Like, it's not even a big hide, it's a little hide, I think. Like, I don't know what that is, 2 feet? Maybe. This one's maybe 3 feet. So it's not that big. I can't imagine. If I was going to process a big hide, you know, I think we'd have to have some kind of party, right? Have people come over from the family or whoever wants to learn how to do hide stuff. Come over and all learn together, right? That'd be fun. That's the thing about our culture and the things that we lost, right? Like, people learn how to do things, but not everybody passes it on and teaches it. Well, not that any people that I know, right? But nobody really knows it because everybody's like too busy living for the man, right? Paying your bills, paying your rent. Yeah, people don't get to take off all this time and, you know, think, oh, I gotta do this. And but sometimes you just can't seem to find time, right? Especially being a mom. Like, all your life, when you're young, when you have no kids, that's the time you should be learning all this stuff, right? Well, any time really, but I would say that would be a good time, because as soon as you become a mom, your life is just busy. Busy making money, busy, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, getting them to school, getting them from school, getting them to practices and choirs and whatever the interest is at the time. After you become a parent, you don't have time for yourself no more. Like, I learned that real easily. I think I kind of became a parent late, right? 26. And I had no experience at all because, I never thought about having children at all. Didn't think I was going to live to be that old. Thought I'd be gone by 30. But here I am, still alive. Even after how many episodes, right? Like, I had colon cancer. They took part of my colon out, and then did chemo until I think it was like 75 or 90 or something percent, but I couldn't handle it anymore because it was interfering with my job. Because when you get chemo, like, it makes your hands and your feet weaker, right? Like, because they're smaller limbs, and it made it hard to work. I was working in the gas station at the time, cleaning, right? Moving. At least that's what I did. I did a lot of cleaning. Wherever I was, I cleaned, And even after I went to school to be something better, when I get at my job, the new job, I end up the one that's cleaning. I guess that was kind of my gift, but who likes cleaning besides Monica Geller? I don't like cleaning all the time. Being a parent, you just gotta clean and clean and clean all your life once you realize. Then if you get a cat or a dog or an animal, you gotta clean up after them. Look after them. That's why I don't want any animals anymore. I'd rather have hobbies, I like being down here. I like my gardening. I like looking after the yard and connecting with the ancestors. See, I might even be talking to you guys. I don't know. But if I am, I hope you're happy. Have someone back on the land, some people back on the land, making it useful, learning new things of the way things were, right? Oh my God, I should have thought of this a long time ago. Look at that. Woo! Look at that. Woo! I'm going to be finished tonight, man. Although, if I take off bigger things, it looks like it kind of stretches the hide a little bit. I hope that's okay. I also seen online that I seen an old lady. She was using a what's it called? A pie thing. She was rolling her skin in with that pie roller thing. wonder if that thins it too. Yeah, I wish I thought of this more days ago. And I'm sure that fabric softener made it easier. But this is so weird. If you guys could look up closer, let me show you. I'll hold it for a little while. I think, can you see? Okay. Right there. I hope you can see. See, I just pull it out like plucking eyebrows, except like very, very hairy eyebrows. Like a little bit at a time. See, look it out. I don't know how close you could see. Hope I'm getting it. See, look at that. There's, this skin is similar to our skin. Except we don't have all this hair, right? Or all the hair that we can see. But yeah, look at that as I pull it out. See? It looks like skin. Look at that up close. Look at how crazy the skin is. Like, I'm guessing this was a deer. I don't know. I'm hoping it was a deer. See? That's the hair that's left. It's gotta be a deer. See when I pull it? It's so much better. Don't have to touch the eggs. See? So these are needle nose curved needle nose pliers from the dollar store. Yeah, but if we ever get a big hide, we gotta have like a family hide party, and everybody grabs their needle nose pliers, and we all get out here and do a hide together. That'd be nice, actually, you know. Just like I used to hear about our matriarch or something back in the day. They used to get together, the ones in the community or whatever, and make a great big cedar weaved platform for, you know, to put food on or whatever. They would do it all together somehow. I wouldn't know how, like it's not like whatever. Yeah, that one comes out good. So my reflections on this is, you know, I think I much would have preferred learning from my grandmother or somebody who knew, instead of like going by YouTube. But I'm thankful for YouTube, and you know, but that's what I'm talking about, you know, with our youth today. I want to put this online and say, hey man, or if you're not busy, come on over someday. We'll do something like this. I'll let you know when I get something else happening, and we'll do it together. You can learn with me, right? We can learn together, just like how I was talking about the fish camp, right? We want to open a family fish camp. Like Bob's got a spot. He hasn't been able to use it for a long time because he's gotten old, right? So anyhow, we want to utilize the spot and open it up to the whole family and make like maybe a summer camp or something somewhere close to there, so that, you know, the family can come up and stay or not stay, or fish or not fish, just, you know, to be a part of something together again, you know? Like, we've never done that as a family. So, anyhow, I gotta put the phone down. I'm gonna keep plucking. I'll show you the progress later. I built something to hold my hide, just a couple of boards and some nails. I'm almost finished that one. I'm trying to get the big hairs out. Yeah, so I just thought I would yak a little bit more, turn it around. There. Hope you can see. Pull it up so you can kind of see the pulling of the hair. Yeah. And it takes a long time, really. Can you see that? I wonder how, you know, it would work if I use like Nair, you know, to take the hair off. Or is there some kind of waxing strips? Like, can I do the waxing strips after with those extra long hairs, right? You know, one thing I didn't ever think about was, you know, that my dad, he did do all this stuff, right? Like, he knew it all, but he didn't get to pass it down. He didn't live very long. They made like I didn't know everything that he knew, because, you know, I think Mom says that when she went to residential school, she never wore a regular pair of shoes. She only had moccasins, and they took her moccasins away. I think that was one of her stories. But anyhow, you know, the elders, they used to do this stuff. And then everything becomes so accessible, right? You can order it off Amazon. I don't know how much, but you actually can get rawhide off Amazon. And I wouldn't doubt I would like to look up some kind of documentary to see, what they do nowadays. They probably, are able to get the fur off real easily in some factory somewhere, and, to make rawhide. And right now, it's a little bit lonely, you know. Even if my ancestors are here, I can't, be actually conversing with anybody if nobody converses back with me. I would know what you would say though, it's like when you know somebody really well, you don't even have to have a conversation with them. Like, they'll know exactly what you're saying. That's what it's like with me and my sister. Happened in the past. It was funny. But you really do, know exactly what the people are going to say that you know really well, right? You know exactly how they're going to say it. Yeah, it's an ugly, oh, it's not an ugly day. Like, it's a beautiful day. It's, we gotta learn how to see these rainy days as beautiful days too. It's just cold and all. And you don't need to water the plants. The plants are all getting watered. Everything's getting cleaned off. I thought I was going through good spots. And then as soon as I put the camera on, I forgot about my good spots. But it had to do with, like, indigenous past and what we know of it, right? A lot of the time when we talk about indigenous past, we talk about residential schools and reserves and status and, but it's wonderful that we can still learn of and know the things that our families used to do for a very long time. I never would have been interested in, well, I don't know, I might have been interested. I remember Jerry and Ann McKay were living here a long time ago, when Mom and Abe were together, and Jerry was a carver, and I wished I could carve, but I was scared of the knife. I could probably do it now. Found this during the great big gigantic garage sale weekend, um, there's this guy there, Brenda Blatchford's old place, hey? There's a little garage sale there, and I looked at the table, and the table had like knives and like kind of like swords and shields and stuff, and the guy was in the background with his friends or whatever, and they were making something, making some kind of knife. And he says, "Are you interested in knives?" So as I was looking at his stuff, and I said, well, yeah, kind of, like, yeah, it looks pretty cool. And he was like, "What kind do you like?" I said, and he starts talking about that. He does lessons, right? He does lessons to make knives, and I was like, "You do? Wow, you make, you can teach me how to make a knife?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool." So it's like $90 an hour, and he said it could take anywhere between 4 and 6 hours to make one. And but I didn't want to make any specific, like any old, just, you know, knife. I asked him if he could teach me how to make a carving, right? And he was like, "Oh, carving, like which ones?" And I was like, "I don't know, probably just the two regulars, maybe like the straight one and the curved one." And so he told me where to look, and I looked it up. And then I contacted the reserve, and I was asking, "Hey man, like, I want to learn how to carve." And I met this guy, and they teach people how to make knives. And I asked him if he could teach me how to make a carving knife, and he said yes. And I was like, "Oh wow, you know, I wonder if they would do something like that on the res." So I contacted the res, and I was like, "Hey, I know this guy. He can teach us how to make carving knives. Is it possible to do it?" So they gotta get a hold of everybody, talk to everybody, and, you know, get together and decide if it's like worthwhile, which it is, because like we're in a time of indigenous revival sometimes, like just for me right now, right? You know, like, how do you be an Indian, right? Well, not an Indian, but you know what I mean. I was born in the 60s, so I'm used to being an Indian. But, you know, at one time, I remember when I was a teenager, and they said that you're all colonized. And I was like, "What's colonized?" And then they told me, and then they said, "You guys don't practice your culture, you guys don't do anything." And I was like, "Wow, no kidding." And then they started asking my mom, you know, sometimes she talks about, sometimes she doesn't, about her language, because, like, you know, growing up in residential school, she knew her language and she could speak it fluently, but she never learned how to write it. And then as the years go by, she's got nobody to talk to, and in her language, and, you know. But there's so many things that our ancestors used to do to survive and to live and to be and to, you know, connect with our Creator and all its beings in a good way. So, you know, there's no reason that an animal or anybody should be given up to their life just because you know, of it, whatever. Like, but we do eat it, right? And if you eat something, like, it's nice that you can do something with the rest of it and not just throw it away, you know. I think that means something. Oh my god, this is so tiring. I'm so tired. It's like self-torture. I gotta finish this by midnight tonight. I'm on a condensed version of my program, right? The program asked me to do a giveaway project, and I was like, okay. And I had high hopes and everything, but I didn't know it would be so much just to take off the hair, man. Like, holy crap. What an experience. I want to do it again, though. You know, I want to get better. Hopefully when it's warmer or something, but I don't know if that'd be a bad idea because of how many flies are on this thing, right? Goodness gracious, like in the summertime. I can't imagine being surrounded by flies and mosquitoes down here. Cold today. Wonder how some of the skin is different colors. You know? Like over there it's light and over here it's dark. I never noticed there being different colors of skin before. Like, you know, on drums and stuff. I thought they're all the same color. But apparently not. And the skin is different underneath too. Oh my god. I don't know if I'm going to finish today. I think so. Like I've already had my quota today. My back is killing me. My arms are killing me. All my muscles are killing me. And I'm... Although I don't want to give up, you know. I have till midnight. I don't know if the, you know, that was, I don't even know when I put this out. It feels like I've been doing this forever. Life just goes on, and here you are, and you're still plucking. Still plucking. One of these days, all that hair is going to be off. And I was hoping that today would be the day. Now I'm sounding like Eeyore because it's taking forever and ever. I guess that's the things that you get into, you know, as you're doing your crafts. You can't enjoy it all the time. Sometimes when I get into things, it feels like an addiction or something. My therapist was saying that I'm kind of, or what is it called? Something addictive. Like every time I do something, I just like I gotta do it and do it and do it till I'm finished. I don't give up. Unless I give up in what's it called? You know, like I give up because I don't think I can do it anymore. happened in some courses too. I get I get started, I'm like all gung ho, and then I get so tired because I gave so much into it into the first place. But that's what I do with everything. And sometimes it feels like you do too much in one time. I bet you the elders didn't complain. You know, they just did what they had to do. They said, making a new set of moccasins or making a new jacket, you know, whatever it is they were making. Ay, ay, ay. I would never know this is like counting hairs. Or you can't count hairs, right? You don't even know how many you pulled out in one pull. But please, 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 please let me finish today. Give me strength, give me endurance, give me understanding, please, because I'm almost getting frustrated. I don't even want to say the words right now. It's just a long, long process. Is all. When is the end result going to happen? As I look through life, there is never an end result, you know. Everything continues, so you never finish. Whew. Yeah, as the fabric softener smell goes away, the dog smell comes back. Not the dog smell, the rotten dog. You know, a long time ago, I don't know if I told you guys this yet, but I did a spiritual swim, right? Spiritual swim has helped with, like, a whole lot. Like, I don't even know how many years ago it was, but I had 2 frozen shoulders. I could barely drive my van. And anyhow, I participated in this summer camp. And at the summer camp, they would have spiritual swims every morning. And so, you know, I did the spiritual swims, but it took me longer. Like, as I get older, cold is cold, man. Like, I think before that spiritual swim, the one before that, I was swimming in, like, doing my spiritual swim in glacier water, right? I was able to handle it, but it's like pure torture too, right? But the end result was, you know, I called it temperature regulation, because, like, after the spiritual swim, like, when they first explained it to us, I think they were talking about when when you remember when you're younger, and when you're younger and you're like in the summertime and you and your buddies or your cousins or your family or whoever, you're going to the lake and you're going to jump in the water. You don't like just whatever. You're like, woohoo! So you go do that, and when you do it, you get instant, geez, I don't even know, like gratification, like introduction into the environment in a good way, right? So, so you remember that, and then when you go to do your spiritual swim, you gotta do dunking in the water, and there's before you do it, like you do a prayer, like you pray for people, and then you dunk yourself in, and then um, and yeah, I had frozen shoulder. And then after that first dunk into the water, um, this one wasn't the glacier water though. This one was river water, like beautiful river water out in Harrison, I think it was, or Chehalis, or somewhere out there. Owlets, I think, and then so I took probably took me an hour to get in. Everybody did their dunks and everything right away, but I was down there, trying to get courage to do my dunk. It took me forever, and I finally did my dunk. And when I did my first dunk, my frozen shoulder, like one of them, it just popped into place, and then I got out of the water and I was able to move it again. I don't know if any of you had frozen shoulder before, but you can't move it, right? So I was able to move it. And then the next day I went to do another spiritual swim, and I did the same thing. And then when I did my first dunk, same thing happened on my other side. Other frozen shoulder, it clicked back into place, and or something, it just clicked, and I was able to use my arms again. So I really believe in those spiritual swims, right? I believe in our culture. And I never thought about a connection before until now. And, why would anybody like do these things when all you can do is, or all you need to do nowadays is order from Amazon, right? But, what happens, that's what they talk about on the radio and stuff. And, but I'm a big conspiracy theorist, so I'm like always conspiracy thinking about how the world's, they're not going to be. Geez, you look at the prices of everything now, the price of gas. You remember, what was that show called? But everybody was like at war for gas, like individuals, right? Only so many people were able to, I think it was Mad Max, or, geez, I don't even remember. Everybody was at war for everything, and now everything's going up. They got, they don't have enough money for gas because everybody's, fighting over the gas or whatever. Like the rich people, we think Trump's probably trying to make the thing with China, and China trying to make this thing with Danielle Smith, and then they're going to buy the oil, and then the oil's going to belong. That's what my buddy was saying. The oil's going to belong to the Chinese, and we're going to be out in the cold all over again if we don't know how to talk you know, the colonizer language, right? You gotta know their laws. You gotta know everything. If you don't know them, we're forever gonna be wool pulled over our eyes. So we gotta get educated. We can't continue to be a part of a system that keeps taking away from us, right? Gotta make the system better, make it better for our families, and show our families that we can make things better too, so that they know that they're real capable and that they keep going and they change the world just as much as they can too, right? Getting hard. I think I gotta pull it out again. It'll be forever and ever and ever and ever it takes. Oh my God. Just that little spot, like that spot is so hairy. If this was a hair salon, I'd see. Take, give me a week off. I'm gonna be busy. Make that short show 40-year-old virgin. He first got his hair off. Or like, yeah, that. I couldn't use wax and strips to take all this off. Oh my goodness gracious. Let there be an end one day. Let there be an end one day. Like you got it. We used to doing the same thing for a long time, that's for sure. Yeah, the hair by the thicker area where the hair is, the harder it is to pull it out. Well, I'm glad I got past the yucky part, you know. Even if I do this again, I don't know how long it'll take you to get used to the eggs and the smell. But it is worthwhile. I think it is. I have to put you back in water if I don't finish with this part. I think in that video that guy didn't finish this part either too because it took too long, man. And I got a new blister. I'm not used to. needle nose, no, yeah, curved needle nose pliers, yeah. I wonder what happened to the dogs back then. They must have had a way to shed them back then, you know. These are like dogs. They got a shed too. They must know how to do it somehow. Oh my God, I just want to cut that last part off and see I'm done. I'm done. Today. Oh. It actually make something pretty, I'd say. No, I better turn it off. It's been 36 minutes. Oh my God, it took forever. Took forever. Oh, took forever. I got them both hanging. They're not tight, but you know, what can I say? It was freaking hard, man. I'm freaking tired. I'm cold. I want to go home. I hope it's going to be safe. Have a good day. End of day 3, I guess. Came down to check on my hide. It's still here. Scraped it a little bit. Like, that stuff is going to be hard to come off. And this thing isn't quite dry yet. Except this part. I wonder if that part's the belly. And it's already ready to make a rattle, maybe. Oh no, there's skin on the other side. But I think it went pretty good through on this side. And the other side. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with those extra hairs. Maybe it can be scraped off or shaved off or something. I'll have to Google it. But yeah, I didn't get to that part. By then, with all those hard hairs, oh my God, I was just so tired. Like, I barely put this thing back together. And anyhow, it's still quite fresh. So I got a sander if I need to use that. But yeah, time to put it. I think I have to dry it out, but I gotta do some more Googling. Gathered up the hairs, and I think I'm gonna go bring them to the slough over here and say a prayer and drop it in and say thank you. This is our slough. Just gonna go drop over my hair hide. See, wow, doesn't look any different than it ever did. But this is a good space too. Anyhow, thank you, Creator, for the opportunity to learn the things that I've learned, and I wish to continue to expand my what's it called? Whatever you teach me, and share it with other people. I thank this hide for giving up its life and feeding somebody or whatever else it did. May you go in a good way and be a part of everything that is. Man, even though it's a slough, our home is a pretty nice place, you know? I've never been down here for a long time, but we used to fish off of here, catch bullheads and keep them as pets. We used to canoe and boat, make forts in the blackberries, secret forts, and run in the fields. All day, all the time. And this is all of Grandpa's land over here. Brian and Wendy have that part now, like over there. That's where Brian's house is, and Wendy's, my cousin and sister. Like, she's not really my sister, but you know, in our traditions or whatever, she becomes my sister because we grew up like sisters. But yeah, that's all theirs. Isn't it beautiful? Have the sander. It was starting to sand. This is how far I got. There's crap around here, but that's how it's going. Okay, bye. Joanne Combs Inst 120 giveaway project reflection. For this project, I chose to make rawhide from a deer. I have a friend who owns a store who had a friend that received a hide and put it in a freezer. She decided that she didn't want to use it, so was looking for someone to give it to. My friend knew I was looking for a rawhide to learn to make rattles and drums, so she connected us. I put it into my freezer until I could get to the hide. Then the chance came up with this project. I had no idea what to do, started talking to people about my project, Googled and YouTubed a lot, received good advice along the way as I shared on Facebook each day of my progress. I was born in Chilliwack and moved to Merritt in my teens, never knew anything about my culture. I met Mom's cousin in the school system, and she started to teach me and my buddy in Tlakatmuk. Then in my early 20s, I was asked, "Where are you from? What's your ancestry? Why don't you know? Don't you care?" And ever since then, if an opportunity comes to learn something, I will learn it. Coming from the Stolo culture, there have been so many teachings to learn. I have always been off reserve, so I have had to find different places to learn about my culture, which would come from many different people as well. We connect and start to know and learn from the people around us. So in turn, when I have something to teach another, I will. I share everything online that I am learning, hoping someone takes the time to fall in love with decolonizing just like me. Everything I do for the first time I give to my mom. My mom is 90 years old and has sacrificed so much for so many years, for so many people. In conclusion, my thoughts are, in the beginning I was gung-ho. Then I thought that I couldn't possibly complete this as it is, or was the grossest thing I have ever done thus far. But the smell left with time. The eggs disappeared as the hair did, and it revealed to me that in our life we sacrifice so much for comfort and ease. We give people gifts from stores that are factoryized stuff all the time, and yet there is really no meaning to the gift. Whereas when you take the time to create, as our ancestors once did, I believe that we are closer to spirit. We are closer to the utopia that stood us up strong and proud as the homos we are. I am mostly an introvert. I don't socialize unless I must. My circle is small, but when I was learning something new, I wanted my loved ones to come join me and become part of the connecting the past to the future, hoping it heals us all. And then words from Wendy Ritchie. Seheth Cholam to Altha, Ochi Chelseam, Siawelech, Choala, Equala, Yuchum, geez, I don't remember, I'm sorry. So the English version is good grandmothers, good grandfathers, creator of all good things. It is I, Joanne, asking in a good way and in a humble way to guide me in a good way to be a good role model for future generations. Guide me to see the goodness in others and the goodness within myself. I'm grateful for all that is provided to me. I'm grateful for my loved ones, all my relations.